Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to our first Foundations draft. So I just got off stream, drafted the set twice already. Pretty successful, trophied once, and 6-3'd once. One was a black-blue deck, one was a red-black deck. So have drafted a lot of black so far, and I think our pick one, pack one is probably going to be some black card here. So our rare is solid. Abyssal Harvester, 3 mana, 3/2. Tap it to exile a creature card from a grave that was put there this turn. You then get a copy of it. That could be discarded. That could be milled. That could be you kill a thing. I don't think this is a busted bomb or anything, but it's a card that, it's always good to play with the rares early on, get a bit of a feel for them. Hero's Downfall here has a solid removal spell, another pretty good option. Prideful Parent, I like this card. Dwynen's Elite, another pretty good one. But yeah, like fairly weakish pack overall. Nothing too exciting, so yeah, happy to take the rare. Oh, hello. What are you doing here at Chandra Flamecaller? Okay, so we've got a 7-mana Planeswalker, and it's a little bit odd because it's a 7-mana red Planeswalker. Red, not the best at getting 7 mana often, but definitely willing to see if we can build like some sort of black-red control deck or something like that. Maybe we move into red-green. Maybe there's a world where like we wheel this Ruby, and that's pretty good for this Chandra here, but I'm going to take this card. I'm going to see where it goes. Very powerful card. You can't just throw this into any red deck and be happy with it. I think most red decks in this format are not really looking to get to 7 mana. So a little bit of a build around component there. But just like with the Harvester, I'm going to want to play with the rares early on. We've also got Mischievous Mystic in this pack, and I've really liked blue. Mischievous Mystic is one of the best blue uncommons. 2 mana, 2/1 flyer that makes more flyers. Very strong card. Mentioned Ruby. It's a good card here too. No black cards that I'm happy following my Harvester up. Diregraphical and Soul Shackle Zombie, both pretty mid. So yeah, we'll take this Flamecaller, see where it goes. I'm going to be probably looking to put this in a, let's say, like blue-red would be fine. Black-red, like I mentioned, would be okay. I think basically anything but white-red, because green-red would be fine for it too. I think white-red's the one red deck I want to kind of lean away from. And I do think that Chandra is better than Harvester. So if I'm to lean towards one of them, it's going to be Flame Shaper. All right, well, this next pack here has a great card, too. It's got Vampire Nighthawk. And for those who have not played with Vampire Nighthawk in the past, it might be a little bit easy to underrate the card, but this card is just phenomenal. 3 mana, 2/3, lifelink, death touch, flying. Kind of just demands an answer. Good on offense, good on defense. Also very important, it's got 3 toughness, which means it doesn't die to stab or the Burst Lightning. Yeah, definitely just going to take that here. Other cards in the pack, I like Battlesong Berserker for the aggressive decks. Kind of like a souped up most valuable Slayer if you play with that card from the last set. Rest of the pack, kind of unexciting though. All right, well, where is this going? So now we have a Gult Primal Hunger. This card's also pretty good. I actually think probably, getting this 4th pick means that people are probably underrating this card. It's a 12 mana card, but it often comes down for like 5 or 6 mana, sometimes even less. There's also just a Burst Lightning in this pack, and if there's a card that I want to see to go with my Chandra, Burst Lightning's got to be one of the best ones. Just cheap removal spell, keeps you alive. So this is a really interesting pick, actually, because if we take Gulta, which I think is about on par with Burst Lightning, it means we're not playing, all the cards we have so far, but Burst Lightning does keep us a little more open. I'm happy to pair it with what, I was going to say with my best card. Vampire Nighthawk might actually be better than Chandra. So not necessarily pairing this with my best card, but one of my better cards and one that I want to play. Okay, this next pack here, I think this is a pretty straightforward pick. We just get a Stab. I was just mentioning that we really want cheap removal, and Stab is great. Burst Lightning and Stab, 2 of the most important commons in this set. I like Burglar Rat just fine. Thing that's pretty good to sacrifice. Black's got a pretty heavy sacrifice theme going on. There is Billowing Shriekmass, which I think is, an okay card. Nothing too special. Definitely not as good as Stab, and I also think probably not as good as Burglar Rat, too. Okay, this next pack, wow, we got a 6th pick Bacon to a Pie. That's a bit of a gift. Yeah, happy to see that, and build our black base a little bit more here. Also, another Ruby here. We've picked up a lot of black cards since we saw the Ruby last time, so my thoughts of maybe going into green-red to support the Chandra. Probably not going to happen here, but like I said, like a black-red control deck can totally work. Happy to take Bacon to a Pie here. Happy to just take, as much removal as we can at this point. Which is a little bit awkward now we get to this pack because the black and red cards here are not very good for a control deck. So are Chaos, playable, aggressive card. Sure Strike, same thing. Diagraphical, same kind of thing. Best card in this pack by a lot is Spectral Sailor. Rex Sage, also pretty solid. I think I just take the Spectral Sailor here because, even in an aggressive deck, these cards are like fine, nothing impressive. So I'm just going to take the Sailor here. We might pivot off the Chandra. We might move into blue-red. I think moving into blue-red is not that likely, but we could move off the Chandra and be a blue-black deck. Like, our cards are pretty good for, like, some sort of, blue-black control deck. Could also be a Grixis deck. Like, the fixing in this set is not fantastic, but I could see being blue-black or, like, red-black, splash a blue card or something like that. Heartfire Immolator. Great pickup here. I think currently my read on this draft is there's a lot of very good cards going kind of late in a bunch of different colors. So I think probably, it's day one. People are kind of just getting their sea legs out there for the set. Not surprised to see some good cards going around the table. But it does mean that seeing, a late Spectral Sailor like I did doesn't really mean that blue's open or that I should move that direction. I think it kind of just means that, people are undervaluing this card. Especially because we haven't seen a bunch of blue cards other than that late. Anyways, this pack, nothing too exciting. I think I'm actually going to take Ravenous Amulet here. Sorry, just a bit of a quick last pick there. I had a black-red deck with this card last draft, and mind you, I had a handful, 4 of the 1-mana 1/1s in black that dies into a 1/1 flyer. Very good with the Amulet, but I can see this card making the cut, and I think I'm going to take Soul Shackle Zombie over Diagraph Ghoul. You really do want to be, really like the sacrifice deck to make use of this card. Multiple things that are good to sacrifice. Currently, we're not really there. I'm happy to just take a black-red land. But yeah, like I said, I think I can see a world where that is a thing. Figure on Death, pretty good card. Helps us get the 7 mana. Seismic Rupture is kind of interesting. Like, currently, it doesn't kill too much of our stuff. But yeah, I think I just like the Fake Your Own Death. Bit better of a utility card, bit more reliable. Okay, going into pack 2 here, what do we see? We see a very fun card in Thousand Year Storm. This card is pretty sweet, but I don't think it's particularly strong. It is a little bit too many hoops to jump through. Like, cast your 6-mana thing, have multiple spells when you untap with it. It basically gives all your spells Storm, right? That's what's kind of going on here. So, cool card. Don't think I'm going to take it here. The red cards, kind of once again, are not very good. Controlling red cards, Frenzy Goblin, good aggro card, but not for our black-red deck here. I think I just take either Evolving Wilds or Infestation Stage, and leaning towards the Infestation Stage. This is the one I was talking about, by the way. Very, very good. Really, really strong 1-drop. One of the kind of power level outliers in this set as far as commons go. A lot of the commons in this set are kind of junky, but, Burst Lightning Stab, Infestation Sage, Flaring Terror, I would kind of group in there too. Some of the better commons. Ooh, look at this, another Nighthawk. Yeah, this is exactly what we want to see. So, thrilled to see this here, but I'm going to take a moment to look at this pack because there's some good cards to talk about, some really notable strong cards. Sunblessed Healer. This card's excellent. 2-mana, 3/1 lifelink. You can kick it for 2 mana to reanimate a 2-drop or 1-drop creature. Just great. Both modes are very strong. Heroic Reinforcements, also very, very strong. I like Eden Life, good removal spell. But yeah, definitely not going to pass up another Nighthawk. Basically a rare. Like, I think if you're wondering, like, I said Nighthawk's really good. Like, if you're kind of trying to parse how good is it merely like a really solid uncommon or better than that? I do think it's better than that. I would kind of treat it as a rock solid rare, maybe not a busted A+ A level bomb. But I'm currently thinking this as like, a B+ A- level card. So that might change. My opinion might change, of course, as the set goes on. But on day one, it's been performing like that. I expected it to perform like that. And yeah, I have not changed my stance on that just yet. Anyways, that last pick, sorry, didn't talk about that, but I think a pretty clear Burst Lightning. Our deck is just really humming at this point. Like, I do think I'm probably going to end up just base red-black. We're pretty good on removal at this point. I kind of like taking this Macaw Bolts here. Macaw Bolts, 2 mana, return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. Really good when we've got, some premium stuff to get back. Double Nighthawk. Sage is something that's going to die early. Immolator, sack that, kill a thing, get it back. All seems very good. And then here, I think Hungry Ghoul is pretty good. It's been a really solid 2-drop for the black decks that have some stuff to sacrifice. We're a little bit late on that. Like, we've only really got one actively good thing to sacrifice. Maybe sort of 2 if you want to count Fake Your Own Death. But I do think it's probably better than anything else here. Goblin Surprise, not really for this deck. More of an aggressive card. Horn Beetle, great card, by the way. Very, very strong. But far away from what we're doing. Okay, so this is a pretty interesting pick. We've got Strongbox Raider, which is a 4-mana 5/2 that if you've attacked, you get to draw a card. We've got a Pilfer, and Pilfer's just been fine for me, like a fine way to spend mana in the early game. I don't think I'm going to take it here. I think I'm going to lean to the Strongbox Raider. I think it's just a stronger card in general. But we've got a lot of good ways to spend our mana early. And Raider looks pretty good, actually, with like double Vampire Nighthawk. We're going to be able to raid pretty consistently in our otherwise not all that aggressive deck. Just having flyers makes raid a little bit better. All right, and what do we have here? We've got Niv Mizzet Visionary. Not all that powerful, honestly. 6 mana, 5/5 flyer. You have no max hand size, and whenever non-combat damage deals damage to an opponent, you draw that many cards. Pretty cool with Burst Lightning. Just got the old 5 mana, deal 4, draw 4. But I think I'm just going to take another Broiler Rat here. Be a little bit boring. Maybe if I had some fixing, I would consider it, but Broiler Rat's just like super rock solid and a pretty good thing to sacrifice. I was saying I was a little bit light on sacrifice fodder for things like the Ghoul. And yeah, Rat's perfectly fine for that. Gonna take Fake Your Own Death here too. Second one's pretty nice. The Treasure's good for getting to 7 mana, but also just we have a lot of good death triggers, ETB triggers, Fake Your Own Death, Heartfire, Immolator, kill a big thing, bring it back, it's kind of sweet. Exsanguinate's not really a card I think you should be playing. All right, and then we get to this pack with a Soul Shackle Zombie, Dismal Backwater, 1,000-Year Storm Wield. Nobody wanted to take on the fun challenge. I think I just take another Soul Shackle Zombie. I've been okay with this card. Another card that's kind of okay to Fake Your Own Death. Cast on turn 4 after you've Burst Lightning the early stuff, gain a little bit of life, have a blocker. All right, and then just, some stuff. Crowding out the pack. Nothing I'm going to play. Same thing here. Nothing I'm going to play. I might play this Incinerating Blast. I could see myself playing this. 5 mana, deal 6, and you can loot, or rummage, I should say. Discard a card, then draw a card. As far as what this deck needs, honestly, I think we're in really good shape. Like, nothing in particular. Our removal suite, let me just kind of lay this out so it's a little bit easier to see, is pretty good right now. I guess maybe like another removal spell or two would be ideal. So yeah, I'm not super light on removal. So this Hero's Downfall here, while a solid option, other stuff I think rivals it. Dragon Trainer, pretty good card. Infestation Sage, pretty good card. I think with all this cheap interaction, I do want a few more impactful things. Like this Chandra, obviously, is a big thing that hoping we're going to win the game with this. But, sometimes it's like on the bottom of your library. Sometimes it's the bottom 5 cards. Just a few more big impactful things. We can afford them now that we've got all this good cheap stuff. All right, and then in this pack, we've got a Perforating Artist, our gold signpost in common. One of the less exciting ones, to be honest. Totally fine. I'm going to take it here over another Hungry Ghoul. But I can see this not making the final deck, to be honest. I mean, I think currently it does, but we've got a whole pack to go, and our colors seem to be pretty open, so this could be one of the ones that gets the cut. We've got a Sylvan Scavenging, which is a pretty strong card. Imperial Eagle. Healer's Hawk, worth noting. Really, really strong common. A lot of the best commons in the set actually are 1-drop, like Stab, Burst Lightning, Sage, Healer's Hawk. All right, so what do we have here? We've got Reassembling Skeleton, one of the better things to sacrifice. Just keeps coming back. Fanatical Firebrand, solid 1-drop. I think I actually take the Evolving Wilds, to be honest here. Like, we've got some double red, double black. We're going to get there on good spells. We're not going to have a problem getting 23 playables. We're almost there. I would just prefer, when there's no awesome card in the pack, just take the Mana Fixer. Ooh, okay, so we got Vampire Gourmand here. Definitely going to snag this card. 2 mana 2/2. Whenever this creature attacks, you can sack another creature. If you do draw a card, and this thing can't be blocked. Yeah, very, very into that. Again, not a ton of things to sacrifice, but, if you draw a card off this by sacking, 1 Infestation Sage, you're pretty happy with that. And if it just trades, like if it just literally trades with the opponent's 2/2, you're on the draw or something, obviously that's okay too. Ooh, Meteor Golem, huh? Yeah, Meteor Golem's a nice one. Dreadwing Scavenger, by the way, this card's been awesome. I played with and against this card quite a few times already, mostly against it. But yeah, it's been a really big pain every single time I've seen it. I think I am going to take the Meteor Golem here. Plays nicely with the Fake Your Own Death. Again, it's one more big impactful thing to do. And then here, I think just a pretty easy Eaten Alive. Nothing else in this pack is particularly interesting. Mild Manner Librarian, good green card. Now I think I would be in the market for just a few more Infestation Sages if I could. We have now picked up enough things that are good with sacrifice with the Eaten Alive and the Hungry Ghoul and the Gourmand. We'd be really happy if the Infestation wheeled out of one of those earlier packs. All right, and then this is the last new pack we're going to see. We've got another Incinerating Blast. We've got kind of a vanilla attacker. There's Soul Shackled Zombie. I think it's between the Incinerating Blast and Soul Shackle Zombie, and I think I want the zombie more. Blast is just kind of a clunker. So Infestation Sage, Wheels, and Hero's Downfall. And I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to take this Infestation Sage. That is how good I think this card is, especially with the cards we have. I would obviously take Hero's Downfall if I was short on removal. Not the case here, though. We definitely have enough of that. All right. Yeah, deck ended up really good. We're really happy with our collection of cards here. Let's do a little build because we've got some cuts to make. And, you know, this being the first draft of the format for YouTube here, I'm actually just going to build from the ground up just to get a little more familiarity with the cards. And specifically, the order I'm choosing to be like, yes, I am playing this for sure. To kind of just give you a good idea of the cards I think are not cuttable. So, number one, you know, these Nighthawks, the Chandra, those are kind of some of our best cards. The cheap removal, that's the next stuff I'm definitely going to play. We also have that Stab, yeah, up here, Eaten Alive, Bake into a Pie. I think also in that tier, we've got like the good uncommons, Gourmand, and Heartfire Immolator. Bring those in there. Going to play the Abyssal Harvester, of course. It's another pretty good one. And with, yeah, that Sacrifice package we have, Gourmand, Eaten Alive, Hungry Ghoul, which I will play. Infestation Sages X2 come in. Dragon Tamer and Meteor Golem as just good expensive things. Burglar Act comes in. Puts us at 17. So we've got 6 more spell slots here. I do think I'm going to play this Perforating Artist. So that one comes in. And also think I'm going to play this Raider. At least one Fake Your Own Death. It's just a pretty good utility card to have. I do think I play one of these Incinerating Blasts to get one more piece of removal in there. One of these zombies at least. Maybe just 2 of them. And yeah, I think that looks about right. Like, I could see playing a Fake Your Own Death over one of these zombies. That's totally reasonable. But yeah, I think this is about where we land. All right, yeah, like I said, sweet deck. I think this one's going to do pretty well, so here's hoping. All right, yeah, this is definitely passable. Would love another black source for this. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hard to pass up, you know? Let's go Sage. Nice basic board, by the way. The Duskmorn board. I know some people were kind of you know, kind of saying like that board was a little bit too busy for their eyes. And for those people, we got a nice simple board this time. All right, opponent has a stop with a single green mana, so that could mean Giant Growth. In fact, I'm pretty sure it has to be Giant Growth. I don't think there's any more 1 mana instants in green. Pass the turn here. Unfortunately, not drawing our black source, but it's okay. Maybe the opponent plays a creature, we can Fake Your Own Death. A 3/3 trample that when another creature enters, this thing gets +1/+0. Okay. Okay, so no land here. We can attack with both. The problem is they're not that incentivized to trade here. Like, they'll just go, okay, or sorry, to block. I think if I just attack with both, they just say, sure, I'll take it. So I could get in with one and then leave back this one, or maybe the opposite way here. And if they block, they block. All right, they're just willing to say, show me what you got. I'm happy with that. Cool. Okay. Yeah, and then the plan would have been, if they didn't block, just block my rat on their turn, which is a little bit risky, right? Especially if we think they have Giant Growth. But if they have Giant Growth, it's kind of just like, you know, I'm trading my my Fake Your Own Death for the Giant Growth, and we get a card from the Burglar Rat. So I think that's a fine exchange. Okay, they play Spinner of Souls. This card is pretty strong. 3 mana, 4/3 reach. Then whenever a non-token creature they control dies, they flip the top cards of the library until they find a creature and they draw that card. So yeah, really, really good. And don't currently have attack, so I guess we just burn our treasure playing the Nighthawk here. Like, I could attack and just play the Raider. Yeah, you know what? I actually like that slightly better. I think it's fine just to do this. And they're going to block. Yeah, they take 2. Because we do definitely want to hit lands here with this hand. Like, a bunch of double black cards that we can't cast and 5-drops. Nice. Caves is excellent here. Sweet. Yeah, they play an Evolving Wilds. Going to get a forest, so they're just 2 colors, seems like. They're going to like Rabid Bites. Oh, Felling Blow. So puts a counter on and then bites. All right. That is fine. Now we get to just jam our Dragon Trainer. Pretty happy with that. Mossborn Hydra. This is a 3-mana 1/1. A 3-mana comes with a counter, and then whenever they landfall, you double numbered counters on it. Pretty slow card. Can be scary if you don't have an answer. But does take a few turns to get going. Okay, and they're going to go for a bite down. Yep, that's totally fine here. Yep, they get in. So, let's see. So we do draw the land, so I'm probably just going to go double Nighthawk here. Yeah, that seems pretty good. There's a thought to Incinerating Blast because we know they've got, or, likely they have Giant Growth in hand. Yeah, actually, I think it's probably slightly better to do this now I think about it. Like, if I play my double Nighthawks, I'm basically just trading. They get to draw a card because this creature's going to die. I think I like just nabbing that while I can. A little scary now, right? This Hydra is attacking us for 4. If they go like land, have Giant Growth next turn, we're getting hit for 11. So there is a chance we do just die next turn. But we'll take this for now. Kind of hoping the second last card in their hand is a spell. Oh, Eaten Alive makes this much, much easier. Okay, so if that's the case, let's get in. And we're going to go sack our Sage. Get a 1/1 flyer. Play the Nighthawk. Maybe they don't have Giant Growth. I've been like talking up, they have Giant Growth here, but there's no stop anymore. So maybe they were just full controlling us. Who knows? All right, let's get in. And no field wipes in green-blue, so free to just play out all our stuff. No reason not to. Gnarlid Colony, okay. Not kicking it. Even if they did, though. Okay, and they have Bushwhack to fight my 1/1. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. It wasn't Giant Growth, it was Bushwhack. All right, and yeah, they just scoop. Okay, cool. All right, second game here. Yeah, looks great. Once again, a very similar opening hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, but can't cast the 3. All right. Ooh, Hardfire Immolator. Yeah, that's a good one. Play that first. Again, 2 mana, 2/2 prowess. You can sack it for red mana to have it deal its power to a creature or planeswalker. All right, let's get in. Evolving Wilds, nice draw. Erudite Wizard. So 3 mana, 2/3. Whenever they draw a card, put a counter on it. Not particularly great as a card or in this spot. And we've got Stab. Ooh, Perforating Artist. That was a pretty nice draw. Just let's us spend all our mana this turn and cast the Stab. So no thank you, no sacks. They probably block Gourmand or just not at all. That's fine. If they're not blocking at all, is it better just to play the Nighthawk? Nah, I think let's just get a raid trigger in here. They'd probably discard a card if I were to guess. Only lose life. Interesting, okay. I've seen a lot of this card in play, by the way, today. And I do not think it's very good. I think it's just a little too vanilla, a little too small for too long. I have to jump through too many hoops to become a creature I am at all... I don't care about, really. All right, so they play a Gleaming Barrier, 2 mana wall. And when it dies, they make a treasure. Infestation Sage was a really nice one. That gives me a way to get this Gourmand in there and draw a card. So I shall do exactly that. And do I want to attack with Perforating Artist too? Yeah, I think so. I'm fine with using this Stab. Another Nighthawk, great. Oh, sorry. I guess if I was going to do that, I should have also attacked with the Immolator. Not really much reason not to. I mean, they still just block with Barrier, but... Okay, well, that was enough. Yeah, so much for this being a control deck. We're winning pretty quick. All right, this hand, a little bit clunkier than the last ones, but still going to keep it. We've got a lot of cheap cards in the deck. As soon as I say that, I drop my 7-drop. Our artist, hopefully blocks some early creatures. They're red-green, so gonna have some big green dummies here. Oh, Burst Lightning, great draw too. And we're just gonna snap that off. Just kill their 2. No waiting, no getting gotten by a giant growth or anything. All right, draw land. Lands are good with this hand. Play the artist. Pass. Mountain and reading. So, okay. Well, we get to attack. Let's get in. Play our zombie. Exile their colony. Do they have like mono 5 drops in hand or something? Okay, yeah. They go 13, or sorry, 12. Okay, so they're gonna go this, then fight. Yeah, looks like. Okay, cool. All right, and we draw wild. Still just gonna incinerating blast this thing and attack. Whether or not to pitch this wild is actually sort of interesting. Like, I want the land for both the raider and the golem, but I also am fine with like good spells. I'm also fine with swamp. Honestly, is okay. I would prefer it to be mountain, but I wouldn't be casting this for 2 more turns anyways. And then at that point, if we draw lands, we can play meteor golem. Okay, they play dragon tamer. That's a solid one. And we draw the red source anyways, so love that for us. We trade. We play the raider. Draw some cards. Yep, sure. By the way, this is end of your next turn, just to clear up any confusion, because sometimes these cards are worded differently, where you can only cast the card till the end of your turn. It's the good wording, the wording that gives you more time. All on borders, all right. And yeah, I think I just play my mountain, golem this thing, get it for 5. Soul Shackle Zombie, not a bad draw. Is it a chump? Is this a combat trick? Yep, just a chump. All right. Good spot to be in. I like our prospects here. All right, they play a Truffle Snout, which is a 4/2 trample that when it deals combat damage, they make a food. Pretty good card. I like this one. And they're going to fight here too, maybe? Or bite? Looks like they're thinking about something. Yep. Bushwhack. Ooh, painful. Because it's a fight. Not a bite. Alright, so I basically just sacrificed their creature. Again with Meteor Golem. Play zombie. And, yeah, now either of these are lethal. So, they do have to have something pretty good here. Play my land. Gonna hold 1 land in hand at this point of the game. Because we've got, we've got 7 mana, so we can cast all our spells. And we also have the, where is it? Macaw Bolts somewhere in this deck. Or did I not include Macaw Bolts? I thought I included Macaw Bolts. Never mind. Doesn't matter. But if you do have Macaw Bolts in your deck, then it's good to keep the last land so you can pitch it. All right, they played an Indrik. One of the better things they could have played. Comes in, fights something, and gives them a blocker. But yeah, still in a good spot, I think. Like, we force them to trade here. Play our Sage. We're 24. Okay, they don't do anything. Bacon Moon Pie, not a bad draw. Kranko. Oh, man, that's a good one. Yeah, 4 mana 3/3 that they can tap is to make X goblins, or X the number of goblins they control. Which, of course, with Kranko on the battlefield, is going to be 1 to start with. Okay, kill that. Thing is, even if they like had, I don't know, a Snakeskin Veil there to stop that, I think we'd be in a pretty good spot still. Are they gonna like kill this thing or something? Prevent the damage? Cause we just make this into a flyer, kill them in 2. And now yeah, they are very close to dead. Okay, yep, that was enough. There, yeah, great hand. Any hand with a cheap removal spell and a Nighthawk, I will continue to call a great hand. Playing a blue deck. Blue-red. Okay, no 2. We have a 2, though. They thought for a while. I wonder if they have an Essence Scatter. I wonder what that means. They're like, huh, would I prefer to scatter this or just discard a random card? Okay, looks like something else. Elementalist Adept. 2 mana, 2/1 Flash Prowess. And they cast an Ink Mage. 3 mana, 2/2, Surveil 3. As long as they have Threshold. 7 cards in the graveyard. Cannot be blocked. Both kind of middling cards. Nothing I'm too excited about. Ooh, there's our Chandra. Okay, so let's attack with the Rat. If they block, we get to Fake Your Own Death. That's just great. If they don't, we get to Perforating Artist. That's just great. They indeed did block. That's just great. All right, yeah, play the Rat. I guess I actually made a slight mistake here. I should have played my Swamp Burst, because now if I do need to / want to use this Burst Lightning, I have to spend my treasure, which mostly means I'm probably not going to do it. So yeah, bit of a mistake there. Discard, Self-Reflection. Okay. Looks like they're not looking to copy this, or else they would have cast it pre-combat. All right, so yeah, let's get in. And I'm gonna play the Nighthawk or the Artist. I think the Artist here. This is the one I would prefer them to counter over Nighthawk if they happen to have a counter. Or kill, you know, same thing as a removal spell. Uncharted Voyage, would I like that on top? Nah, not really. I want lands for this Chandra. Yep. Nothing. Okay. Let's get in. Play Wilds. Play our Nighthawk. Oh! Arena. My bad. Just tap, not this mountain. Uncharted Voyage. Okay, so yeah, I do think I keep this on top now and fetching, so that obviously, you know, keeping something on top, don't want to shuffle. But I think this is good enough to draw. Like, land is the best thing here to draw, but Nighthawk's good enough too. All right, let's get in. Play said Nighthawk. Wonder what they have in hand. They haven't been playing spells. Could be like a 5-drop, a 6-drop, or something. I will block. I will definitely block. It's like, oh, Goblin Negotiation. Okay, so they're gonna make a Goblin. That's okay. You got it. And we drew the land. Chandra, come on down. Thank you, thank you. And what do we can do with our Chandra? I didn't even read out the abilities when we drafted it, but it's +3 or +2, make 3 red. Exit the top 3 cards of your library, choose one, play that card this turn. +1, make a copy of a creature you control, sacrifice at the end step. So you basically, like, you know, Kiki Jiki, Fable the Mirror Breaker or something. -4, deals 8 as you divided. 8's a big number. 8 as you divided amongst any number of creatures or planeswalkers. So I think we're just going to go plus on this Burglar Rat. They clearly have cards in hand that they care about. So let's just start stripping them of it. Archer. They didn't play that. Interesting. All right, well, in. Yep, sacrifice it. And Icewind Elemental is their last card. 5 mana, 3/4, loot when it enters. Oh, and they drew and discarded a Flamewake Phoenix. That's kind of cool. This thing comes back if they have a creature power 4 or greater. Which is pretty difficult for a blue-red deck. Some of the red cards, but not many of the blue cards do that. All right, well, Zombie was a great draw to kind of counteract that. Get to nab the Phoenix here. Get to then also make a copy of this thing. Exile something. Nothing else. Gain some life. And bash. Oh, sorry. This thing exiles 2 things. I keep thinking it only exiles 1. Obviously, I should be doing that. And we're just gonna sack here. So they can't copy it. Yeah, it exiles 2 things from a grave. And if one of those is a creature, you get to drain. So, my bad on those times that I haven't been doing that. Alright, so I could play around a removal spell. I mean, probably makes sense to do so here, because I've got Burst Lightning in hand. Like, if this doesn't die, they just lose. And if it does die, or they have a removal spell, I don't want to copy it and have them do this. Yeah, exactly. So, we'll keep that on top. Good enough. Chandra's going to plus. Just draw it this turn. Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll just take the zombie. I think it's the most impactful card here. And exile. Do this. And self-reflection. Play later. Pass turn. I think we're good. I think we've got this locked up. If I were to guess. They burst lightning. Yes, that is okay. All right. Yeah, the opponent agrees. We have this one. Alrighty. Yeah. Oh, nice. We drew our Harvester. First time this run. Alright, gonna play the tap land here. I miss out on a point for the Sage, I suppose. Maybe it is actually slightly better to just play this and play tap land on turn 2. Yeah, it's actually probably a little bit better. So I missed a point. I think no reason to play the tap land when I could have just done that on turn 2. Alright, just get with the Sage. Heck of a lineup of 3 drops. Gonna run out the Nighthawk first, I think. Just the better card. Get that going. Play a 3/3. All right, that is totally fine. Ooh, bacon to a pie. Yeah, don't mind that. So let's get in. And play my second one. Pass the turn. Wardens of the Cycle. So this is the Golgari Signpost. 4 mana, 3/4. If something dies, they get to either gain 2 or lose a life, draw a card. Okay, so let's just eat alive here. I guess I could sacrifice my Sage instead, but I don't think that's very good. Oh, I guess I could also just bake into a pie. That works. Some merit to saving the bacon into a pie, because Harvester can nab whatever I bake rather than, eat alive exiles. And you know what? Actually, probably better to eat alive, because let's just do this. Just on mana efficiency, play my sorcery versus my instant. Don't need to sack the Sage there. Needle Tooth Pack. All right, so this is a 5 mana 4/5. If Morbid happens, I get to put 2 counters on something. So let's just go in. Play the Harvester. Last turn. Indrik. All right. So Indrik's going to come down, fight a Nighthawk. Okay. Indrik dies. They get to put counters on stuff at the end. Yeah, this is still all fine. I wonder if they even attack with this. No, they don't. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, fake your own death. It's a pretty nice draw, too. Let's just go bake this, get a token copy of it. Get it with Nighthawk. And where do I put the counters? So, I mean, if I put it on a Nighthawk, that's lethal next turn with Fake Your Own Death. Definitely some merit to just kind of spreading the love around, though. And I think I'm just going to put it on the Sage. Because they're going to be very interested in killing this anyways. Yeah, exactly. Play words. Okay, so they draw their card. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we draw a swamp. Okay, so if I get it with the Sage, then I cast Stake Your Own Death, Morbid happens, I get some counters. Yeah, that seems good. I get a flyer, all kind of good stuff. Get to even put the counters on the flyer. Also, Morbid's just on their turn, so they don't get to draw off this Wardens of the Cycle. Loot. Okay, so this is a 1/4 that can they can play an additional land each turn. They can pay 6, look at the top 6, and put a creature card equal or less than the number of lands they have onto the battlefield. All right, didn't draw anything super relevant, so let's go with the flyers and the sages. All right, they go to 3. Last turn. All right, here goes the flip of the loot, and nothing. Okay, sweet. All right, yeah, pretty solid hand. Bit on the expensive side, but not a huge deal. Let's just go get a basic swamp here. Ooh, blue-white. Haven't faced many blue-white decks, if any, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so we have a decision to make here. We can either play the Gourmand this turn, play the tap land next turn, or guarantee Nighthawk. I think I'd rather just play the Gourmand. There's a chance we draw the Black Source naturally. And playing a 2, never going to be a bad idea. And there we go. We did draw naturally. So jam that. They play an Aspiring Paladin, 3-mana 3/3 that has first strike on their turn. And also creatures with first strike, or sorry, creatures with counters on them have first strike. All right, just take the 3. And the second one. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Let's get with our Nighthawk. Play tap land. Next turn we can go like Dragon Tamer, attack with Gourmand, sack the Tamer, draw a card. Seems pretty good to me. Ooh, and nothing. Just nothing. All right, Tamer. You could have like an Essence Scatter or something. That's fine. This can also be destroy a tapped creature. Kill my Nighthawk. Ooh, Eaten Alive's a nice draw. Yep, that's what it is. All right, well, they do have to have something to get through this dragon, and if they do, they get to Eaten Alive. Do I want to block here? Yeah, probably. Like, I'm happy getting the trick out of their hands. Celestial Armor. All right, so this is a flash equipment that gives the creature a +2/+0 flying, also indestructible and hexproof for the turn. Yeah, pretty good one. Honestly, a little bit scary. Just like, if they want to, they can go equip this turn, bash me for 5. Obviously, less of a problem when I've got Meteor Golem and Chandra in hand, but let's see. I wonder if they do that here. If they don't, it's great because I get to go like Chandra, down tick, wipe their board. Then we're in a great spot. Oh, I take that back. I can't do that because this thing has 6 toughness. Well, in that case, we're just going to Meteor Golem and kill this thing. So this is a 5-mana 3/6 that their spells cost 1 less, and whenever they cast a spell, instant or sorcery, they draw a card. Pretty good one. No sack. Just take it. Go to 5. They play an Icewind Elemental. Okay, this is going to be good. So, yeah, going to be quite a good turn coming up. Get to wipe their board. Get to play Sage, sack it to Gourmand. Oh, also a Burst Lightning too. Just in case. All right, Chandra. -4. Divide some damage around. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Got Sage. get in. And yeah, we look to have lethal next turn, unless something weird happens. Banishing Light the Chandra. All right, that's fine. Even a Sage, why not? Yeah, Burst Lightning going to face is just like so good. It's actually like such a wild shock variant. Yeah, all right, sweet. Yeah, no thank you. And yeah, nice. Alrighty, yeah, nice one. Very nice one. Land more elves. Ooh, all right, it's could be a bit scary. I mean, having double Nighthawk's really good against the green decks. Just trades for anything. We'll see. They might just have like real nice curve out. Okay, not casting a 3. That's good. Like to see that. Play a Gnarly Colony, just the 2/2. Okay, player emulator. Pass turn. And pretty comfortable just trading off here. Play a 4/3 Morbid. Morbid when get a counter when something dies. Ward 2, I suppose, also matters quite a bit under 4-drop. Yep, just happen to make that trade. Trade. Gnarly Colony, yep. Totally fine. So now we go zombie, exile one of their creatures. And pass. Okay, final wilds. I imagine that means they're playing a secondary color. Yeah, blue. And it elves. Okay, great. Yep. In a good spot now. So let's attack. And then just put the second zombie. I imagine they're not going to block. I mean, if they do, I'm fine with it. But I also imagine they are thinking they should be down. All right, zombie number 2 comes in. Exile Colony. Play land. Ooh, stab's a nice one. So do I want to kill this colony, or do I just get in with these things? I think I'm into just getting in. They trade. I play my Nighthawk. Not that interested in killing these Llanowar Elves at this point. Affectionate Indrik. Oh, this is going to be nice. Yeah, I mean, not that nice. They can just say no fighting here. But being able to use my stab to protect my Nighthawk's kind of nice. And now I do think, yeah, especially with land here. Just go kill this thing, pitch a land, get in. They are free to double block if they so choose. Cool. All right, so we got one mystery card versus a Nighthawk. I guess if that mystery card is Coma, and they go Island Coma here, it's kind of bad. Okay, but looks like if Coma is on the menu, it's not the card they have in hand. Or sorry, not the card they can cast. They don't have the islands. Play Artist. It is a double blue card, though. Couldn't cast that one. All right, and I think we're mostly good here. We get in, they have to sack something or discard a card. And I do think I should eat alive this Truffle Snout so that they can't gain any life. Let's see. Do you discard? Do you sack? I feel like it is Coma, and they're like, I don't want to discard. No, it wasn't Coma. Okay. Just a Prowler. Dediova. But now they died. Okay, cool. Nice. Got there. All right, so a little bit of a deck breakdown, maybe a thought or two on the format. This deck was great. I'm playing a bunch of premium cards. I don't have filler. I've got good cards on my sideboard. Definitely a day one deck, right? Like, I'm just piling up all the premium cards we have. And it's a lot of premium cards. It's a lot of really good cards in here. There's only like a few fillerish cards, and even those were like kind of solid. I guess some cards I would point out that maybe not everybody has on their radar. Number one, Infestation Sage. You saw how good it was in our games. I took it pretty highly in the draft. And no matter what kind of black deck you have, this card's going to be good. It gets a little bit better if you're doing sacrificey stuff like most black decks are. But even just like on its own, it's a pretty good card. 1/1 that dies into a 1/1 flyer. Some other stuff here. I think the Soul Shackle Zombie, well, it was definitely filling our deck. Might look a little bit less good than it is. I don't think it's an awesome card, but it's definitely like a solid filler card. Happy to play it. And yeah, I think the rest is pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this deck. Like I said, it was only the third draft of the format for me. Some format thoughts. Yeah, I think this format is, solid. There's nothing wrong with it, as in I don't think one color is like way worse or one color is way better than another one as far as color balance goes. The cards are all pretty functional. I think that for people that are looking for, a Duskmourn or a Modern Horizons S set, probably not going to find that here. There are synergies, certainly, but they're not like overlapping in a bunch of cool different ways like in some of the more complex formats. So we'll see. I'm currently enjoying it. It's only day one. I'm sure for the next week or two I'll be enjoying it. But I do imagine for those among us that like the more complex, intricate sets, this one might feel, a little bit boring off the heels of something like Duskmourn. But yeah, anyways, hope this was fun. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Comment if you have anything that you want to say about any of the gameplay, any of the draft, any draft picks. Always happy to answer questions about those things. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.